What's going on? AJ here, and this episode of the STGeek Podcast is brought to you by MUZMM.com. For 20% off your glorious backpack / duffel bag hybrid, go to MUZMM.com/discount/STGeekPod. You can also use this discount code STGeekPod at checkout. We appreciate you supporting us in the show, and again, that's MUZMM.com/discount/STGeekPod. Now on with the show, you glorious bastard.
Oh, this thing is making out with me.
Yeah?
I have it right against my nose.
That's when you know it's good. So earlier I was in the bathroom, and Peter's bathroom, right before recording this, and I was thinking about it. Honestly, what percentage for you guys is it that, like, when you lock the door when you're using the bathroom, what percentage of it is for you, and what percentage of it, you locking the door, is for everyone else, is for other people?
I don't think I've ever asked.
You baffled me.
I just lock the door because it's what you do when you go to the bathroom.
You a caveman?
It's probably for me, I guess.
I guess.
To feel safe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to get stabbed while I'm shitting.
It's probably, yeah. I think
the old SNS.
Yeah. It's probably more for me. Because even when I'm in the home, like by myself, I always lock the door.
Cool.
In case there is an intruder, I ain't going to go out while I'm taking a deuce.
Got you. Okay. I was just wondering because honestly, I could kind of care less if people see my junk, I guess. And then,
I could give two shits about people seeing my junk.
I mean, I don't prefer it, obviously, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to have to shock anybody, or not for the sake of, oh wow, just more like, oh yeah, like I could have lived the whole rest of my life without having to see that guy naked, or partially so.
So at one point, when this reminds me of something.
Okay.
So when I was still working. I don't know if I was working at Target.
Cool.
And I accidentally walked in on my boss in the restroom.
In like the back room?
Because she didn't lock in the back room, because she didn't lock the door.
Oh,
I was just going to the bathroom, and she was like mid-wipe. Oh. And I was just, I literally screamed.
You were the one screaming?
I was just like, ah! And then I just, yeah.
How did the next conversation go? I have to ask.
She was an adult about it.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, it was her fault. It wasn't hers.
Yeah.
I think I was more embarrassed than anything.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
sure.
I was just like, ah.
I don't know how I would face anyone after that ever again. Just
mid-wipe. It's one thing when they're sitting, but when they're mid-wipe.
Right. The thing is, when you wipe, you typically look at what's going on.
That image is burned into my brain forever.
Make sure you're clean and all. But then
facial expression.
I can only imagine, like, you're looking down, wiping, and then you meet eyes with someone. It's like, just one of the worst things I can ever imagine happening to a person. That's amazing.
It's not good. It's not cool. Thank you for bringing that back into my psyche.
You're welcome. It's never leaving now. Burned in. Anyway, on that note, welcome to the STGeek Podcast, where we talk movies, gaming, comics, TV shows, and occasionally people walking in on you in the bathroom.
People shitting. It's okay. We all do it. Don't judge.
I personally was peeing, but either way, I was just curious on your guys' gauge for that. I think I'm a good 70-30. 70, it's for everyone else. 30% for my security, really. But yeah, just wanted to throw that statistic out there, those numbers out there. But anyway, well, let's get into the news. We did go. What did we watch this week? Mandalorian?
We watched The Mandalorian.
Yes. Disney Plus is finally here.
My backpack's got jets.
Right?
Go on.
I'm the Mandalorian. The Fett, I guess. Anyway, Disney Plus is now here and ready to take over the world. At least every streaming service in the world, for that matter. There's some conjunction with Hulu though, and ESPN. So then, there's a little collaboration going on with that.
There's a few other things going on too with like getting it. So apparently, if you're a Verizon Unlimited member, if you have Verizon, you get it for a year free.
I did see that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just saw that.
I mean, Disney owns
morning,
everything, so of course they're going
to
have deals going on, bundles.
They are out to take advantage of all of this. Yeah, one of my my boss at work, she was streaming it at work yesterday. I was like, yeah, it's already exploding. Though there was one coworker of mine at the end of her shift. She was like, oh, so who else here has Disney Plus? I was the only other person in the break room that raised their hand. So not everyone's really that aware of it.
A lot of people on my team don't have it.
Yeah.
I had to explain to my lead, who's like 23, what Disney Plus was.
Oh, dang.
Right?
He had heard of it, like the title, but he had no idea what it was.
Got you.
I was like, come on, bro. You're 23.
Right?
Come on.
You're supposed to be hip with this shit.
You like Star Wars.
old
How do you
man.
not know this?
Yeah.
That's a great point. Speaking of Star Wars and Disney Plus, though, Last Jedi is not yet on it. It's still on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Like, they have everything except The Last Jedi. So I was like, what? Really? They have
Not
like
everything.
They don't have Han Solo, do they? The Solo movie?
I want to say they do.
I believe they do. Yeah.
Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe they don't, because Solo was also on Netflix for a while. So therefore, it makes sense as
It
to why
was.
they wouldn't
Dang,
have
and
Solo
I still
either.
never saw it.
That's how I did watch it, if I'm not mistaken. I think I streamed it from Netflix. So yeah, that's actually a good call, John. Look into that. Real
I'm
quick.
looking right now.
Fact check and cool.
I'm
Okay,
checking my
so since
Disney
we're-
Plus. Thank you, Disney.
Ah, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, there we go. So am I an idiot or
Yes, you are.
does
Yeah,
yes?
but
Okay.
follow-up question.
Okay. Go on. That was the question. Is there a way to continue where you left off on Disney Plus? Because so far,
Go ahead.
I've stopped watching in the middle of something, and every time I try to go back, it starts over.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah,
No, that didn't happen with me.
it's happened every single time with me.
I'm watching mine on my Fire Stick, and I stopped halfway through episode 1, took my dad out, came back hours later, and I was able to pick up where I was at.
Nope, not
Yeah.
me.
I have not yet watched something without finishing it
That's a first.
in one sitting. I
Yeah,
know.
no kidding. Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah, no, I haven't, like, when it's been The Mandalorian, I've watched from beginning to end. First thing I watched, John asked me earlier, was Lady and the Tramp, because Sin was like, no, yeah, that's like, we're watching that. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Sounds
Solo
good.
is on it, by the way.
What's that?
Solo is on Disney
It is on
Plus.
Disney
Yeah.
Plus. Cool.
Nice.
Okay.
My bad.
Gotcha. No, it's all good. But yeah, apparently, then yeah, Last Jedi is the only thing that Star Wars doesn't have on Disney Plus yet. But I'm looking forward to that one. I did watch. Actually, no, I'm lying to you guys. I did not finish watching
You fucker.
Force
dare you.
Awakens. I started that and it got till about 2 a.m. And I was like, yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
shit.
go to bed now.
Yeah.
I need to go to sleep.
All right, I'm a head out.
What's that?
He's talking
that
about
was
the meme. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The SpongeBob
Yeah,
one.
you get it.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, we went to go see, or we made sure to watch The Mandalorian first 2 episodes. Interesting though, I think the first 2 episodes are the only one that they're releasing within the same week. Everything else is going to be on a weekly
Every Friday.
debut. Yeah, kind of cool though that they decided to do that, but it makes sense. They needed more
Fuck, I
launch
hate
titles.
it, but yeah.
No, I actually like it a lot.
No, I want to binge watch.
You want to binge?
I want to just get it over with.
Gotcha.
I'm so invested.
I remember being so shocked, maybe you guys were too, by the end of the first episode, it suggested Empire Strikes Back. And I'm like, wait, no, episode 2. What are you talking about? Why would you not promote the next episode? But then, yeah, sure enough, I looked and I was like, oh, shit.
Yep.
Yeah, it's only 1 episode per week. What in the world?
Yep.
So that was kind of a shock to me. But at the same time, I don't mind it. It'll give me something to look forward to. And also, I think they need to kind of stretch out what they have catalog-wise right now.
Because
while
they don't got much, huh?
They don't have a lot of new content, which
Yeah.
is the problem right now. Otherwise, I mean, I'm excited for Disney Plus. I can't wait for what the future has to hold. Did you guys watch that? That it's like a 12-minute mini documentary of like what Marvel has to offer.
No, it looks.
No,
They
but
pretty
I've
much
heard
just
of it.
it's like a coverage of Comic-Con, like in a bite-sized form.
Oh, so everything we know.
Yeah, everything you already know, but it was kind of cool to see Kevin Feige like introduce everything, introduce like the main actors to each show and movie that's going to be coming out for Disney Plus. So that was kind of cool to see, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm super happy that I invested in this now. Probably won't see it for a long time, but even still, at least we know that it's going to be worth the money eventually.
Right.
I know. For right now, though, I got to say, not that impressed with it. I'm glad that I have everything that it has to offer, but there's not enough new yet. And that's really like
But there's
why
a
I
lot
bought
of
into
old
it.
that's new.
That's Disney's catalog is nostalgia. That's what it's been for so long.
That's true.
So
but,
long.
That's why I'm looking forward to the switch up more. So like the new Marvel shows that they're going to have coming out soon, the continuation of The Mandalorian for that matter.
The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I did watch the first episode of that.
So did I. It's actually pretty good.
It was good.
It's pretty good. It's
No,
pretty
didn't
good.
watch
Nah.
it? It's good.
He's too much for me.
I think he's
I
very,
love them in Thor, but he's too much for me.
he's very Jeff Goldblum in this
Yeah.
show. He's very Jeff Goldblum in this show. But it was charming. It was entertaining.
How many
I liked
orgies
it.
do you think he goes to a week?
I think that's why he's so Jeff Goldblum.
No, yeah, that's why I'm asking this question.
Exactly. Twice a day.
Yeah,
Every
I can
day.
imagine.
Maybe he takes a break every now and then because he's a little older, but no. Orgy day or a day for sure. Every day is Christmas or whatever he celebrates. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about news. Abomination Sonic the Hedgehog is no more.
Yes.
We got the new trailer.
We did it, everyone.
It happened.
Yay.
and he looks pretty good.
He does look
He
pretty
looks
good.
the way he should have all along.
Looks super good.
You guys have seen the side-by-sides, right?
Not that I needed to, but yes.
I needed a little bit of a reminder because every once in a while I was like, oh yeah, he looks good, but did he really ever look that bad? And then once I looked back, I was like,
No,
oh
he
Jesus
didn't
God.
look bad.
He looked horrible.
He looked like...
He looked like the little kid from Jumanji when he transforms into the monkey.
Yeah, straight up.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Great comparison. A blue version of that. And thank God they took the time to redesign this character.
Well,
He looks great.
Here's the thing that I'm kind of more excited about. The redesign's great, but initially I was saying that the movie looks like crap regardless.
Yeah.
But the new trailer they released along with the redesign is actually a pretty good trailer.
Jesus,
It looks
John
just like
the,
him.
The monkey
I've
boy
seen it.
from the original.
I've seen side-by-side comparisons of
Oh,
that
really?
already. Yeah.
I've
I
never. I was
I
just
never made the
because
connection.
I watched Jumanji like last week. I was like, oh shit, that looks like Sonic.
Dear Lord. It's funny you mentioned that, Peter. I'll be honest, I'm still not that impressed with the trailer, but I'm glad they at least listened to the fans.
Comparatively,
for a
I think it's
This was a
way
better trailer.
Much
It
better.
is a better trailer.
They fucked up the first time.
There are
yeah.
there are similar or identical scenes in the trailer,
But they're new
which
ones.
is fine. But they did actually update certain things, like the robots that are chasing Sonic, the hovering ones.
Right.
They used to have like a blue light, and now they're red. I think to help differentiate between good and evil.
It's confirmed that he's in another unit. He's from another universe.
dimension
from
or
Green
whatever,
Hill Zone
yeah.
and all that. Yeah.
Well, he just says his planet.
No, and it starts with him. Well, I guess you're right.
Yeah, he says his
teleports
planet.
through the
So
ring
we
and
don't
he
know.
throws his ring.
We don't know if it's a dimension or if it's just like a warp thing. Like he's just from another solar system or some shit.
Right. Well, I mean, in the
But you do
original-
get to see some Sonic World, some Green Hill Zone.
Yeah,
That's kind of
and it
cool.
looks great.
Yeah.
It looks
And they had
very-
like a remix song, didn't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is the original Green Hill music, but
that's such a
remixed
good
though.
one.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I'm again. I'm happy with the redesign. Obviously, since they listened to the fans, the fervor of the fans, I think we owe it to the company to go see it. Is it Paramount making this movie? Am I wrong about
Yes,
that?
yeah, it's Paramount.
Okay, I think everyone, after all the bitching and moaning, if you're gonna take the time to complain, you should take
Nah,
the time
you
to
should
go
go
see
see
the
it.
movie now.
No, of
They're
course
not gonna.
No, you don't
Nobody-
think so?
No,
I'm
absolutely not.
hoping this movie makes money after all the money they spent redesigning the
I'm wondering
character.
if they did reshoots. Because after I saw the
Maybe.
trailer and I liked it a lot more than I did the first one, I started wondering, like, did they change some things?
As far as the
Besides
human
the-
acting goes,
yeah, but yes.
I almost doubt it. But I know that Sonic, actually, I watched the side-by-side comparison trailer, and there are certain actions he does slightly differently. But other than that, I feel like the people are doing more so the same thing. But who knows? Maybe because maybe they realize, hey, like we're gonna need more than a redesign to make this thing work.
Yeah.
Hopefully, by word of mouth, people say like, hey, actually, this movie's awesome. Go out and see it. So that way, people will go out in droves eventually to see it. But I
Right.
wonder if this movie will fail like really hard. I'm cautiously
will.
optimistic that it will make great money.
It won't.
It's too bad because it's like, dude, they're finally making a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and the animation looks decent.
Yep.
I don't know if I care for the trailer that much, though. Still, again, certain things like what Jim Carrey is doing on screen, I think it's okay, and what Cyclops is doing in this trailer is okay.
Sure.
But it kind of seems really cheesy. And more so, it's just more of like, hey, I'm Sonic, and I do all these cool things. I'm better than you.
That's Sonic.
That's
though.
Sonic. That's why I like this trailer.
I guess.
I'm on the
guess.
baseball diamond playing all the things and like having different personalities. That's Sonic.
Right? Hey,
That's
it's the world's largest ball of yarn. It was all right, but I don't know. It was just like...
that's literally Sonic.
I guess so. I miss the chili dog Sonic. I miss Chubby
We all
Sonic.
do.
Yeah.
100%.
This is the next best thing.
He is a little more round, though. At least he doesn't look freaking like he has a health
Well, there's
problem.
two different versions of Sonic, right? Isn't there the
yes.
short, chubby one, and then the
There's classic
slender one?
Sonic and then like Sonic Adventure Sonic, yeah.
Well, it depends which continuity you're going to.
Well, I mean...
There's that video game Sonic Generations where they had
Yeah.
old school Sonic and tall Sonic, but
Which I like that they did that.
there's
That
like
was kinda
that.
fun.
There's Sonic Underground Sonic. There's the Chili Dog Sonic. Like there's a lot. There's so many
Sonic
different
Underground
versions.
was a cartoon, wasn't it?
Yes.
With the
And
three
he was in a-
Sonics.
and he was in a rock band.
The rock band?
Yeah.
Yep, I saw that.
And then there was another one before that, not the Chili Dog one. It
There's
was the one
been
with Princess
so
Sally.
many.
I don't remember.
That was in the same series?
That was not Sonic
Oh, okay.
Underground. That was
Gotcha.
something else.
I forget. There's been so many iterations of Sonic
Exactly.
cartoons on like the Channel 5 and Channel 11 growing up as kids and such.
Yeah.
Maybe even 13. I don't know.
I still
Saturday
want-
morning cartoon Sonic, though, for sure.
I still want Ugandan Knuckles.
That would be pretty awesome.
I feel like that meme, that phenomenon, if you will, has kind of come and gone, and people have forgotten about it. But I'm still waiting. I want it.
I think if they wanted to make fun of themselves a little bit, they would do it. But who knows? We will see if they'll show us that way. We'll find out.
Just give him a Jamaican accent or something.
Put
him in a post-credit scene and have him be like,
Let it be Shaggy.
yeah, sure, why not?
Wow. Let me see here. Oh, there was a point I was going to... Oh, yes. If they put Knuckles in there, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the song from the official soundtrack, Pumpkin Hill. That song's pretty tight, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a hip-hop track when you play
Sonic
as
Adventure
Knuckles.
2, yeah.
Yeah. It's actually a really tight song.
It is.
Oh, I recently saw that on Twitter. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, somebody was tweeting about it.
It's a pretty chill song, actually. It's one of the better parts of the soundtrack from Sonic Adventure 2. Although
You don't like Downhill?
No. That song's awesome too. From Plus 40, is that the name? Not Plus 44. I'm thinking of Blink-182 now.
Yeah.
What's the band that plays that
I
song?
don't remember.
Forget.
It's
They're
been
a really
while.
tight band though.
Escape from the City.
They're
That's
chill.
a good
Yes.
one. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, though, moving on. Speaking of childhood heroes that are now kind of getting rebooted in a way, Peter, you added that there's a Ninja Turtle reboot coming up.
I did.
Talk
Oh,
to
yeah, I
us.
did.
Really? Another one?
I know,
Yes.
right?
Another reboot?
And I'm excited.
Is Michael
Are
Bay
you?
involved
You
in
just
this
talked
one?
about how Disney Plus is all about nostalgia, and you're gonna bitch that they're rebooting Turtles.
I mean, yeah.
As long as they do it right, I don't mind. I'm okay with it.
I didn't hate the other. Well, I actually only
watched
saw the
both
first
and I
one.
liked them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I had my problems with it, but
They're ugly characters in the Michael Bay
And they're
version,
aliens,
but
right?
the action
no,
is tight.
they're not.
They were
aliens.
originally going to be aliens and people were pissed
No,
off.
they should have been aliens because in the comic books they technically are aliens.
Oh, really? It's not
it's
the original story of them being baby turtles, and then the ooze
ooze
gets on them.
gets on
and
them.
That
they
is their
become
origin, but
super.
then later on in the comic book line, you find out that ooze actually came from another dimension in outer space, like another
But
planet.
the
another
turtles are
dimension.
still from Earth.
But they're like
with-
genetics are like alien because it's from a different dimension or planet. I forget exactly.
I'm tripping with the turtle lore. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So apparently there's a reboot coming though. From according to the
Yes,
news.
yeah, that's the thing.
Cartoon, live action,
Live
comic?
action.
Okay.
Okay,
And I'm hype.
I'm down.
Do you know anything about it?
No.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's real. I just saw it. I was excited. I got excited.
I'm into the idea as long as they can do it right. If they can show us a great trailer, I'm in. Why not?
Well, originally the Michael Bay reboot was supposed to be more comic book influence, which is very, very dark. The original comic book run is extremely dark.
The very original,
I think
right?
Yes, I think they killed Shredder in like the first or second issue.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Like he's not even their main villain. He's just
Wow.
but because of the cartoon and the movies, like he kind of but
They need an antagonist to go
pretty
throughout the
much.
series.
But that's beside the point. Like
Yeah.
they get into some pretty crazy stuff. It's
That's
pretty
cool.
awesome.
That's freaking tight. It makes
Oh
sense.
yeah, and
that they
Casey
would
Jones is a
share-
fucking lunatic. He like kills people and shit.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That is pretty dark.
If they were to do something like that for adult me, that would be nice.
See,
I don't think they're going to.
I want to take the time to watch that Ninja Turtles Meet Batman movie. Like that seems pretty
Oh,
tight.
I
too. I
forgot
haven't
about
For
seen
them
that.
to share the screen and panel and comic book panel together, I want to read something like that. That sounds tight, and I've heard they've done it for comic books time and time
I
again.
think they've done it 2-3 times.
Right?
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe we can read that sometime. I would be totally down actually. But anyway, that's exciting. I'm into the idea of it. We'll just see when it comes to fruition, when and if it's worth watching. Back in the day they made that TMNT movie, and that one I could not get.
Talking about the cartoon?
It was
Yeah,
it was a
CG.
CGI movie. It was kind of
Like the
poor looking.
spiritual sequel to the original 3, right?
It was
Was it?
technically a sequel, but they don't really reference the originals
Well,
at all.
because at the end you kind of see the relics from the previous
Yeah,
movie.
you
Oh,
see the
really?
broken scepter. You see
Oh, that's interesting.
some other
Other
stuff.
stuff.
Shredder's helmet, I think, something like that.
I was not aware of it. The art style just didn't grab me, so I didn't bother with it. But again, I'll
think
just go ahead, please.
that movie, and it's the same reason why I liked the reboot one, the only one that I saw, which was the first one, is because they got the turtles right.
Okay,
They nailed it. Like their relationships with each other and just their personalities like really shine. And I think that's the saving grace for those movies. I don't think they're
Absolutely.
particularly good,
They're
but
not great.
but I do like the turtles.
You remember
they
that
nailed
arcade game?
Fuck
Oh,
yeah,
it was
dude.
amazing.
Oh, super good.
It was
Jump
also
kick.
available on like
Jump
Sega and Super
kick all
Nintendo.
day.
Yeah, it was.
Jump kick all day.
Yeah. Jump kick and Donatello with his staff, the
Staff.
reach. Yep.
Absolutely. I've always been more of a Leonardo type of guy, but I do feel you gameplay
You're
wise.
a fool.
Donatello was a good guy. I'll give you that. No one's Michelangelo around here. No Raph lovers.
I think at different points in my life, I've like jumped from different Ninja Turtle as to being my favorite.
Oh, okay.
Is
At
it
first-
just different iterations of these movies that kind of persuade your decision?
No,
on
not
this?
at all.
Oh, okay.
It had to. I don't know.
More organically,
It's
I
more.
guess?
I think it has more to do with just how I feel about myself. I'm like, Leonardo's cool. He's got swords and he's the leader.
Yeah, he is.
And then I'm just like, well, he's also kind of boring. Raphael's cool. He's rude and crude
the
and he has an
edgy one.
attitude. And then I'm
got
just
a
like,
darkness to him.
but Mikey's so fun. And I think I just landed on Donatello being my favorite because he has a staff and that's cool.
That's cool. I feel you. He's the awkward
And
but
he's,
smart
the
one,
smart
too.
one, yeah. So I'm just like, I think even as an adult, I think I relate to him the most.
There you
With
go.
probably Raphael being a close second,
Okay.
just being an asshole.
To be honest, so Donatello, he uses a bow staff. That's pretty fucking sick. Like in
Yeah.
Donatello's defense, but Leonardo from day one has always been my guy. That's just the way it is. What about you? Who's your
Leonardo.
turtle? Leonardo? Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. He's pretty, and he's blue. Come on. Or he's
Yeah.
got the blue headband. You can't
Nobody's
go
a
wrong with
Venus
that.
de Milo fan.
What's that?
Nobody's a Venus de Milo fan. Am I the only one that knows what that is?
Yeah.
It's
You
not
lost
important.
me there.
It's not
sorry.
important.
Oh, okay.
It was the girl turtle that they introduced later on. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that sounds vaguely familiar.
Isn't
A
she in the
girl
Power
turtle.
Ranger one too? The crossover?
Yeah, it was in a TV show on
Whoa.
Fox Kids where they had a live action Ninja Turtles show, which sort of took place in the universe as as the movies. And then Venus showed up, and she was a girl one. She had light blue. It doesn't matter.
I was wondering what her color band was going to be. I was thinking pink or yellow.
You
Considering
sexist,
the
my friend.
90s. Got you.
Could have been red.
I know, right? All right. Well, John, you added to the news that Marvel Studios has a little bit of an announcement.
Yeah, so a big announcement. I don't know if you guys actually saw that
Just a little bit.
long list. Did you see that? So
I don't know what we're talking about.
well, they announced that there's going to be 5 more Marvel movies
Oh,
by the
wait,
time
that-
2023.
2022 to 23.
Yeah.
So about 2 to 3 years from now.
But they actually released a huge list of confirmed movies and unconfirmed. And there's so
Ooh.
many unconfirmed. It's like, why the fuck is it even there?
Yeah.
But they give a little bit of detail. It's like unconfirmed Fox movie, unconfirmed Disney movie,
Whoa.
unconfirmed Marvel movie. So 5. Because I believe it was actually 7 unconfirmed ones. But on that list, they didn't say Blade. They didn't say Guardians of the Galaxy
Not at
3.
all?
Well, that's why it's 5 unconfirmed.
I see,
because
I see.
once you add those into the mix, there's 5 more. So I'm pretty excited.
Absolutely. Do you
Yeah.
remember any of the titles that stood out to you?
Well, those were all the unconfirmed ones. The other ones we all know.
I see.
You know.
Okay.
Ant-Man 3.
Ant-Man 3?
Ant-Man
I've heard
3.
that
Yeah.
is coming for sure.
No,
actually.
it is.
It is.
That's definitely happening.
I'm actually kind of surprised, but at the same time not. Only because, admittedly, and unfortunately, the Ant-Man movies aren't my favorite of them all.
I don't think they're anybody's.
But well, the thing is, in their
Got 'em.
defense, they're not the more epic parts
They're
of
good.
the MCU, but they are fun for what they are.
Yes.
They,
Yep.
they fit in their own perfect way, and I'm fine with that. They don't
it's
need
Paul
to, they don't
Rudd.
need to be huge.
It's
Yeah,
Paul Rudd.
Paul fucking
absolutely.
Rudd.
I let him be the father of my children.
Most
I
definitely.
really would.
If I pass, they're to you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Red. Take them as your own. Show them the way. But no, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. Again, we're gonna get 4 movies within 2022 or something like that.
Yep.
That's crazy. I'm looking forward to this. And on top of that, not to mention, between now and then, we're gonna have Disney Plus originals all throughout.
That's what I'm looking for.
It's going to be crazy.
So hype.
Like, again, even though we were kind of harping, or I was harping on Disney Plus originally in the beginning of this episode.
We apologize on his behalf, by the way, Disney.
Yeah, actually,
it's
yes.
fine.
Please
We're not
continue to send us
associated
checks.
with this
Yes, send us checks to fuel our bias. Thank you so
I'll
much.
take his check. Send it to me.
But no, dude, I'm actually really hyped for this. I cannot wait. What do you think between 2022 and 2023? I'm not even used to saying those numbers yet. What are you guys looking forward to the most that you can imagine will happen within that time frame?
You're talking about the unconfirmed movies or the
Yes.
ones that are confirmed?
Unconfirmed. Or confirmed, whichever. Doesn't matter. What are you guys wanting to? the
Blade,
most?
obviously.
Blade?
That's the
Okay.
one I'm most hype about, Blade. But I mean, I would love to see a Fantastic Four movie done right, or an
That would
X-Men
be
movie done
lovely.
right.
It deserves it.
I want a Doctor Doom solo movie.
Ooh,
That'd
an
be cool.
origin of sorts?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But isn't his origins?
It doesn't need to be an
Tied
origin.
into the Fantastic
Yeah.
Four?
It doesn't need to be an origin movie, necessarily.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, they got to make him be a thing for a reason, but maybe it
Yeah.
could just be like a quick 5-minute montage in the beginning of the film, and then all of a sudden, okay, yeah, this guy's bad.
Yeah.
But is he totally bad? Oh, yeah, no, yeah, he's
No,
bad.
no, he's pretty
He's
bad.
bad.
Yeah, he's pretty awful.
I look forward to that.
God, that's pretty.
What about you, AJ?
You know what? I want to know I don't think it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But I would like to see like the Silver Surfer done right.
Nice, good.
I would love to see the Silver
Respect.
Surfer done right.
Respect.
Yeah.
I need that because the thing is, and I'm sure I've said it in multiple episodes in this podcast. I'll keep it brief. I just feel like I was so hyped for Fantastic Four 2. I really was. And I was hyped for like the first 20 minutes of that movie. It was like, oh man, him and Flash can't even keep up with him. He choked him out. He threw him to the ground. This guy's awesome. And his powers are gone and everything cool about him is done. And he doesn't get them back till the end of the movie. And then between now and then, for the next hour and a half, it's a boring fucking stupid movie. Except for you get like a little bit of naked Jessica Alba for a second, but she's invisible. And you get a little bit of her butt, but that's about it too. And she has weird blue eyes that are uncharacteristic to the character. And well, yeah. I just want to say this. I want Silver Surfer done right. I want him to be this epic threat, but then all of a sudden become an ultimate hero. I don't know. Is that too much to ask?
I think
A
so.
little bit.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, no. I want a cool Silver Surfer movie. I want to see him tied into the overall MCU. And also, I just want Guardians 3 to tie in Nova some way, somehow. Nova is the boy, but I think he's ultimately unconfirmed altogether. Like,
It's going to happen.
Eventually.
I wouldn't doubt it if it happens in Guardians 3 at this point. I mean, it's the only series that I feel is a good way to hint that he's around.
Right. I thought he was going to happen in Guardians 2, to be honest with you. And then I thought, if not since Guardians 2, it didn't happen there. I was hoping that there was going to be a surprise by the end of Endgame. And while the ending of Endgame was ultimate, I was hoping that there was going to be something there.
You know what I would
I'm
like
glad.
to know? Why was Nick Fury just chilling in space when all of this shit was going down?
That's a great point.
He was just chilling.
You know, I've been wondering that. Well, we don't really know when that switch happened. We have no idea when that switch happened. That could
That's
have
true.
happened
That's
in between Endgame and
Okay.
Homecoming. It could have happened way
But
before.
I mean, shit has been happening since Avengers 1, right?
Yeah.
True. But
Like
then
nonstop.
again,
But that's what I mean. We don't even know if we've ever seen the real Nick Fury. That could have been the Skrull the entire fucking. We don't even know if Maria Hill's a real character at this point because
she's real.
because
No,
she got revealed to be a Skrull. Like
True.
so many questions.
So many questions.
So many questions for Nick Fury. I'm looking for you.
Too bad, motherfucker. I'm in space. Come find me. Anyway, but no, I'm hype. I cannot wait for what the future holds for the MCU. I just want them to keep going and just continue to pump out great content and take the time. I'm not in a hurry for another MCU movie at all, really. While I am awaiting it eagerly, at the same time, as long as they take their time with it and make sure it's pristine, that's all I need.
I'm enjoying the break, honestly.
Yeah, it's a
pretty
nice
nice,
little
yeah.
breath of fresh air. We could enjoy other things.
And I've been watching Endgame over and over again.
Oh,
so
really?
There's that.
I have
Really?
not. I've watched it twice in theaters, and after that, I haven't seen it again. I own it on Blu-ray. I haven't opened it, and now we have Disney Plus. Not watched it on that yet.
Still think
either.
Infinity War is a better movie.
That's what I was going to ask. I think
It's
so.
a better movie.
I think so, 100%.
I will say I think it is.
Endgame has a better conclusion, not just to that movie, but to the saga as a whole.
Yeah, of course.
But if we're talking about just regular story, movie, start to finish, story beats, character progression, all that stuff. It's Infinity War.
100%.
I have some points that I want to hold off for our best of movies 2019 episode eventually.
Yeah.
We'll
Yep.
get to that
Yep.
like we did last year. And Endgame and Infinity War play a decent part in my thought process of that.
All right.
I'll save it for later, but I do think I may have to agree for right now anyway. I can't speak for future AJ when we record
Fuck
that episode.
that guy.
I know, right? Fuck yeah. Absolutely. I
He's
agree.
wrong.
Yes. Yeah, ultimately wrong. Yeah.
I'm glad you thought about it for a second. I'm happy.
It took a beat. But anyway, yes. Okay, so speaking of which, we have seen over the course of time that comic book movies have progressively gotten better in the right hands.
Okay,
might
I was
add.
about to say, well.
Asterisks there in the right hands.
Yep. Go on.
So, have you guys heard of some possible, very loosely possible Disney news as to a new IP they might add in their cinematic universe? Like they might want to build a cinematic universe off this. There's some trepidation behind it. I'm nervous, but cautiously optimistic, only because it deserves to be done right, and I really hope it is. So
He-Man. No. I don't know.
thank God, but not far away from it.
Oh.
So
Interesting.
there's talks and non-confirmation at all that Disney may be behind the scenes working on a Dragon Ball cinematic universe.
That's fake.
That
You think
doesn't-
so?
That's not
fake.
real
Proven?
at all.
Yeah.
Well, see, the only thing is the source that discovered it, that at least released that, was right about a few other things that Disney's been working on.
Who was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
What did they
But I
confirm?
did hear about it. It's totally fake, though?
I believe so.
I don't
yeah.
think
You believe it? Or,
Yeah,
or did
100%.
or did Disney confirm that it's not happening?
Disney didn't. I don't think Disney's going to say shit about it. I think it's 100% fake.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping it's real. I'm hoping. Only because if anyone can do it right, if anyone is able to put what was once on paper in a comic book format and make it amazing, I'm hoping they can take an anime and manga tone and translate it to film immaculately.
They did it with what? Alita. I thought Alita was great.
That wasn't
Yeah.
Disney necessarily, but that's
it
a
was
great
a great
example of manga
really
to
good
film and being done
adaptation.
right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, which was produced by, why can't I think of his name? Avatar.
James Cameron?
James Cameron. Thank
and then
you.
directed by Robert Rodriguez. I wanna say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's a fair comparison. But we have Dragon Ball Evolution that was a shitstorm of fury, and so
it was pretty bad.
I'm just hoping
Y'all didn't like
that
High School Goku?
I mean, Jesus.
Nah.
Yeah.
The sad part is I actually like that actor. He's awesome in War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
Whatever happened to him?
And Dakota
Only
Fanning.
movie I've seen him in.
He's been in a couple other things. There's an indie movie called The Chum Scrubber, which is a very dark film that he's also very great in.
Okay.
Very weird title. I'll give you
Very.
that, but still, he's immaculate in it. Anyway, if this has an inkling of being true, I'm excited for it. I hope that Disney can make it happen and make it happen correctly.
I don't think Disney would ever take a chance on that. Not after they took such a beloved franchise like Star Wars and they see all the backlash that have come back from everything that they've done with that so far, with maybe The Mandalorian being an exception. There's no way they're going to take another chance on such a beloved franchise just so they can get more shit for it.
That and whoever the studio is on Toei,
Toei Animation.
they
and
made
Funimation, yeah.
so much money with Broly. I don't think they're ever going to give that shit up.
For Disney money,
they
I
wouldn't-
think they will.
They wouldn't have to
For
give
Disney
it up.
money,
They would
I
just,
definitely
Well,
believe
yeah,
they
they
will.
give them the
License it out,
rights to
yeah.
make it. I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't think so?
Nah.
There's a lot of delegation that needs to go on. There's a lot of politics that would need to go through to make it happen. But technically, Fox owns some of the rights of distribution, not production necessarily. But since now, as we know, Disney has acquired Fox, the possibility is out there. Maybe. But again, will Toei risk their beloved franchise being trashed once again for American audiences? Probably not. But again, if Disney's willing to fork over the cash, I don't see them saying
They don't
no
need
either.
to.
coming off the back of Dragon Ball Super's conclusion, Dragon Ball as a franchise had a really huge resurgence. I mean,
That's
the
true.
culmination of that was a cultural phenomenon, like all across the world. It was back in full force.
Yeah.
So
I think it still is, especially after Broly.
yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me if either Toei or any company for that matter would want to capitalize on that.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a
I still
renaissance
doubt that it's true,
and
but
resurgence.
I could see it happening.
I do as well. Again, it seems unbelievable, and I don't want to use the phrase "too good to be true" because, again, who knows how well or terribly they'll do with it. But at the same time, I want to be optimistic in the fact that eventually it will happen because I do think eventually Toei does want to give it another shot at live action.
Eventually.
To make it a
100%.
worldwide phenomenon once again, as if it wasn't already.
It already is, my friend.
I know, but I'm just saying for at a cinematic level. Yes, they have their 2D animation style, which is the best way will probably ever be viewed for the time coming. But we have also said, and I think it was John, you actually were the first one to say it on this podcast back in the day that, you made the comparison that Disney was able to do that with comic book movies.
Right.
They were able to translate the tone of that and make it really well. I think Disney can do the same thing and translate the tone of anime and manga to film as well, especially for American and just Western audiences to be, for that matter. I think they can do it.
Well, it's all about just getting the right people for it.
Yeah,
That's what
totally.
it really comes down to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. And I mean, maybe Kevin Feige is a super busy man, but he's also being given Star Wars as well as balancing out the Marvel Universe. Eventually, when things lighten up for him, if the workload ever lightens up for him, I could see him taking the helm for this also. I don't know if he's the one to do it, if he's the correct person to do it, but I could also see them entrusting him with this franchise. But I just had to throw that out there.
Have we ever
I'm
talked
excited
about
at the
Daredevil
idea.
rumors?
You might have, but bring it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see it pop up here and there. But supposedly Charlie Cox is going to be returning as Daredevil.
I said that last pod. You said it was
did?
full of shit.
Did you?
Yeah, you said my sources were full of shit.
I don't remember that.
I think since
He said it before we
but the
recorded.
topic sounded right. Oh, okay.
That sounds like something I would say. That's for sure. I'm not doubting that at all.
Thank you for owning up to it.
Is this a Timon and Pumbaa moment where I'm just like, I just steal your idea and take it as my own?
I think so. Yeah.
So
Fuck
anyway,
you.
I'm excited for Charlie
You're
Cox.
Pumbaa.
Hey, I think Charlie Cox would be great.
Yeah.
Fuck you, John.
I mean, it only makes sense. He was so good.
It was pretty damn good.
I've still yet to see an episode, but I've heard it's great from you guys.
Oh,
watch it.
And
It
everyone
is.
else, for that matter.
It is the first season.
Not the second?
I've heard the third season's really good too.
I've heard the first season's good too. I
but
haven't seen it.
I don't.
So does it dip in the middle then for
Very
second
much.
season? Oh, really?
I think some of the Punisher shit's really
I was
good.
gonna
Like
say
the jail
Punisher,
scene.
the Punisher
Woo!
arc from
Really?
season 2. Yeah, the Punisher arc from season 2 is amazing, and then it gets the Elektra stuff kind of.
You should just watch that one scene on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
really?
it's actually pretty dope.
It's a prison scene, right?
Yes.
How he escapes. Oh my god,
I'm into it.
it's really good.
I'm into it. Especially because it was on Netflix, so they'll go there.
Oh yeah. It
Oh,
was
they,
great.
they went
They
there.
go there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are getting me excited right now. Yes. All right. Well, speaking of going there and some dark, brooding ass characters, similar to Daredevil, but probably better.
My Little Pony.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Rainbow Star, whatever the hell their names are. I don't know. Anyway, John, you put in the news that the Batman, Matt Reeves confirms what now?
But Andy Serkis.
Andy
is,
Serkis,
is
yes.
gonna be Alfred.
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's what you wanted.
Yeah,
You got it.
It is what we wanted.
He's a great actor. We said it last
got
pod,
it.
but this is confirmed. So
But are they gonna CGI him as an old man?
I'm
Right.
probably.
I hope. Not. I think he's
They're
fine
just
the
gonna
way he
see
is.
him.
He's got gray in the beard and in the mane.
Well,
I
this
think
is a
he'd be
younger
fine.
Batman, so he doesn't need to be older.
True.
Right?
That's a good point. I mean,
Yeah.
he's probably in his 40s or 50s
Yeah,
anyway.
so I think he's the appropriate age.
Yeah. But either way, no, I'm super hyped. The thing about Andy Serkis is, since he's such a versatile kind of actor, he can really, I could see him as Alfred. I could see him at being an amazing Two-Face. That's like the villain that comes to mind for me totally. I could see him being a Penguin. I could see him being a Riddler. And that's just like the top tier villains. I could see him being a Joker, to be honest with you, as well.
Speaking of Two-Face, there's a very unconfirmed rumor that Matthew McConaughey's being eyed for
That's
it.
not gonna.
I have
happen.
not heard
Well,
that,
shouldn't
but I
say
want
that.
it.
Look at Woody Harrelson
Yeah.
being Carnage. I'm gonna shit my
Yeah.
goddamn mouth.
To be fair, that's not his fault. I'm sure he didn't ask for the wig.
I wonder if they're gonna
that's-
completely ignore that in the
I
second
hope
one.
so.
I would hope so, yeah.
I hope so. They got it. Like, I
Just
got
kind
to
of brush it under. Yeah.
Dear God, what a great, what would have been a great reveal turned into such a bad joke.
I mean, the whole movie
Such
was
a
kind of
meme.
a joke, but
Yeah,
it's not very good.
absolutely. God,
We all had fun with it.
that was our first podcast
That was
subject.
our first
yeah.
pod.
that was our very first episode.
Great
Go
way to
back
start
and
a
listen to
pod.
that episode. That was actually a really fun episode, though.
Probably don't. We probably were less funny then.
We joked around a lot. It was a long episode, though. I think that's probably like 2 hours, 2.5, at least an hour and a half, I think, for that one.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I've gone back and listened to bits and pieces of it, though. I have fun. I've gone through some nostalgia. Anyway, I think that about does it for our news.
Oh, The Rock
Please.
has officially confirmed Black Adam, and he gave a date too.
Oh, shit.
Sick.
Yeah,
oh,
he
sick.
posted. I took
I
a
think I did
screenshot
hear
of it
about
right
that
now.
a week or so ago.
He-
That's awesome.
Didn't they already confirm Black
Well,
Adam?
he confirmed that it was happening, but this movie's coming out in December 22nd, 21.
Ooh, let's
Okay.
freaking
So
go.
that's like
That looks tight.
that's directly from his
looks tight.
Instagram.
I'm ready for it.
So fuck yeah.
I want,
How good was Shazam?
That's
Pretty
what
great.
I'm saying. I can't wait for Black Adam cross Shazam. Hell yeah.
I want to see Black Adam fight against Superman. To be honest with you, a good Superman.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
A good story Superman.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Let's
I
keep
will
Henry Cavill. Oh,
Cannot take anything away from that man.
I watched Mission Impossible.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
So
the
how
previous
in
one
love
was
did you
better.
fall in-
I thought so.
Oh, the one where he's hanging off a plane.
Yeah, I think
haven't
that
seen
was
that one
better.
yet. It's good though. It's better.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did you like Henry Cavill?
He was pretty great.
Did you like the
Yeah,
mustache?
oh, that's the best part.
When he's-
Fucking reloading his
when
guns.
he's loading his guns in the
His
bathroom.
fist.
The rest- that's a great fight scene, though.
I mean, he got his ass kicked.
Who? Tom Cruise?
Well, both of them did.
Oh, by the guy?
By the Asian
I
man,
love
yeah.
that part. I love that they were like, even though they're super, super skilled, they were extremely humbled by how well that guy fought. It was amazing. They had a fight for like their lives in that scene. Have you not seen Fallout yet?
So
Take some time.
I haven't seen a single Mission Impossible movie.
Really?
Oh, never?
Yeah.
Oh,
Watch
okay.
the last two. The last two are...
I've heard that
Really
it's just a
great,
franchise that has passed me by. I just never got around to it.
I can understand that.
I feel that way about spy movies. They really don't do shit for me.
Oh, really?
Same thing like
It's
the
really
Bourne.
hit or miss with me. Yeah, I watched the first Bourne movie. I thought it was cool, and then the second one was like I didn't care, and that just kind of fell off from there.
My
I
dad
did
loves those, so that's why
The
I have
Bourne-
seen
I did
them,
see the
yeah.
Jeremy
Okay.
Renner one. I was totally lost as to what the fuck was going on.
And then they replaced them with the
Immediately
following one.
that was Matt
Yeah.
Damon. Oh, Matt Damon's back, everybody.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Fuck Jeremy Renner, apparently.
Yep.
That's too bad. Yeah, they were told. I thought they were gonna like totally go off in a whole new universe. That was probably the plan.
That was the plan,
Yeah.
but then that movie underperformed very much, and nobody.
And then I think
ever-
before Matt Damon didn't want to come back.
Exactly.
And then he was like, you know what? This previous one was awful.
Yeah.
I'll come back.
You're welcome, you guys.
Yep.
Shit. What was the last one called with Matt? It was Supremacy?
Ultimatum.
Ultimatum. Okay, thank you. I get lost in all the freaking. It's like it's becoming the next Bond.
Born,
franchise at this
Born
point.
Identity, Born Supremacy, the shitty one, and then Born Ultimatum.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Because there's 4 of them, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so just since we happen to talk gaming every now and then, I just wanted to shout out
Destiny 2.
Destiny 2!
Marvel
Great.
Infinite.
Marvel Infinite. Great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at Peter giving me that. Shut the fuck up, Peter. You play the game and you love it. And then you stop playing it and then you realize you hate it.
Marvel vs. Capcom
like a drug.
Infinite is a wonderful fighting game. Mechanically speaking, great fighting
Some
game.
of the characters look amazing, too.
Yeah, some do. The DLC characters especially look
Jeddah
great.
looks amazing.
Yes, he is one of the original
Okay, let's not get
cast.
into it.
Yeah, we don't need to get into
Yeah.
that. I was just going to talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield for a
Oh,
moment.
I've seen all the complaints.
Well,
All
Yeah,
the complaints.
oh, yeah.
what complaints have you heard? I'm just curious.
The smaller Pokédex.
Yeah, they didn't
That the
include
world is
all.
super empty.
They've copied a lot of animations from the previous game. I saw a terrible one where like the dog is turning, but it's like it looks like he's on a chair and not actually turning with his body.
What the
It's
hell?
pretty awful.
Well, I will say this: I can understand that some people are like,
You're
"What
just
the
a
heck?"
fanboy. I'm just hearing fanboy.
Just say it.
Hey, I can understand where they're coming from. I can empathize at least, which is that, yeah, sure. Game Freak, they've made millions upon millions upon millions, if not $1 billion off this.
So that's why they
freaking
could take a break,
franchise.
right?
Well,
Make a shitty game?
Which is why they should. Which is why people believe that they should. Use all that money towards making an extremely top tier product, which, in my opinion, they do. However, there are some things that some fans feel are dated,
Okay.
technologically speaking.
How do you feel about Batman versus Superman?
I enjoy the film. I enjoy the film.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I
Okay.
think some of the CGI in Batman versus Superman is pretty good.
And you also think Sword and Shield's good, so it's cool.
Sword and Shield is a good game. It's fun. I'm
All
not
of-
that far
all
into
of a
it yet,
sudden,
though, so
bad-
I can't speak that highly upon it yet.
All of a
but I've
sudden,
been
something
enjoying
can
it.
look bad, and it's okay. All of a sudden.
Well, to be fair, you've seen. I think we all understand the
After
evolution
all the
of
arguments
Pokemon
we've had over
graphics.
bad CGI,
Well,
all of a sudden,
If
it's
I may
fine.
say this, is Pokemon trying to look photorealistic?
Well, nobody's complaining
no.
about the way it looks.
Well, Peter made that example.
Yeah,
They're not trying to look photorealistic at all.
they don't need to
Maybe
look
in
realistic.
Detective Pikachu, but not in the video game franchise
CGI doesn't
itself.
need to look realistic for it to look bad.
What?
What?
CGI
Good.
doesn't look. The opposite.
Good
No,
or bad.
I'm just saying there are some times where I think we can all agree that sometimes CGI in movies in particular is so bad it is distracting. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
where it
but
takes you kind of out of the moment a little bit, where it's like that kind of looks like a steaming piece of crap. A little bit. Just me. Fine.
You notice we're talking about a shitty game. He kind of redirects the conversation. The game's shitty.
Yeah, you can't say
There was
without playing it.
there
You
was
can't
a
say without playing
very
it.
popular hashtag going around saying
What's
Game
that?
Freak lied.
Oh,
Hashtag Game
yeah, I did see that. I didn't bother looking into
Freak.
it.
Yeah, it makes
'cause-
sense because you're a fanboy.
Okay, I'm going to enjoy the game that I want to enjoy. It's as simple as that. I'd rather not feed off negativity and just since I happen to be into Pokemon since day one.
I mean, it has
I'm
its
gonna enjoy it.
it has its basic elements. Obviously,
Yeah.
you find a Pokemon, you raise them, you beat the gym leaders, and you're done.
Essentially, so and you. Really, it's become more of a game of you make of it what you will. Do you want to be a collector? Do you want to
But it's
shiny
hard.
hunt?
It's hard when they remove 200 Pokemon.
Or
So you can't really... No, from my understanding, it was like more than half is gone.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
So, I mean, you can collect, but, not as much.
Not as much. It's very fair. It's very fair. But and again, I understand that argument because every game up until now has made sure to include every single fucking Pokemon. But you're also working at a different hardware disadvantage as well. To where now that they've up-resed everything and everything is running at 1080p, if not 720p at least, then it's kind of hard. It takes up a lot of memory. This game has
making a lot of excuses, my friend.
Also, technology has advanced a lot in recent years.
Yeah, but the Nintendo Switch is not nearly as powerful.
Have you played
as
Smash
the
Brothers?
PS4.
There's a shitload of characters in that one.
There is.
There's
but it's
a lot
also
going on in that game. A lot.
Yeah, but the online also sucks for that game.
I will not agree or disagree with you. I don't know.
It's pretty fucking terrible. Anyway, I just wanted to say shout out to it. I've been enjoying it so far. I will say this. I do feel like maybe it's missing a little bit of heart, especially because I felt like with Sun and Moon, they really made that like a really cool investing story. And granted, I'm not that far into the game at all. I haven't even beaten the first gym. I've mainly just been trying to catch all the Pokemon within the routes I'm in.
Okay.
Which will be quick since they don't have all of them.
Oh, well, I'm just saying. I like going through and catching all the Pokemon on the routes. It's really fun. The game is very pretty for what it is. As far as the Switch is concerned, that's the thing about Nintendo. For the main, for the first party games, they go all out and make sure that it looks as pristine as possible. Granted, it doesn't look as good undocked as it does docked. I believe that
that's just the way the Switch operates. Yeah,
very much so. I think it stabilizes at 30 frames a second at 720p undocked, and docked it's probably still at 30 frames a second, but they probably jumps up to 1080p. Either way, it's not the most impressive, gorgeous thing you're ever going to play, but for a Pokemon title, it's the best it's ever looked. I'll put it that way, and I've been having fun with it. That's all. I didn't expect all the backlash towards it.
I bashed the shit out of you.
That's all right.
I apologize.
That's all right.
I feel a little bad.
It's all right.
Play your Pokemon.
I personally have been enjoying
your Pokemon.
As you should.
While there is a toxic fan base for pretty much every franchise nowadays, Pokemon's no different. People are going to love it for certain reasons, and people are going to bash it.
I don't think anybody bashed the previous entries, like the last couple entries. People love those ones.
And people are like, oh, why am I playing a game? It's 2018. Why am I playing Pokemon Ultimate or Ultra Sun and Moon, and it's playing at 20 or 240p when I have other video games that I can play at 1080p, 60 frames a second? People are always going to have a reason to complain.
I've literally never heard anybody make those complaints with previous games.
People do. People have gone out of their way, which is awesome, though. They will port the game to PC and then up-res it to where they can play Sun and Moon at 1080p. And it actually looks really good. It's cool. Like, the sprites themselves look awesome. The environments still don't look that great. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that. It's freaking tight. I'm glad that I have Generation 8 now. That's all. I had to bring it up.
God, is it only 8? It feels like so much more.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they do have they'll release the first title to the new generation, and then they'll usually release one or two titles in between it. Yeah, the Pokemon Yellow, if you will, or the Crystal for that matter.
Yep.
Absolutely. So I'm wondering what it will be for this one. Probably Pokemon Spear.
There's Yellow,
that's my guess.
Crystal, Emerald, Platinum.
Oh, you're doing it. What's after that?
I don't know. The next ones were Black and White, right?
Black and White.
So I don't know what the third one was for that.
1 and 2.
I know there was a 1 and 2, but I'm saying I don't think there was a third one. You know how they?
That's pretty much what it was. 1 and 2, direct sequels. And then do you remember what it was for X and Y?
Yeah, I gave. Oh wait,
Z.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
They were gonna do that, but I don't think they released one. Did they?
You tell us.
You're the fan.
Yeah.
Everyone thought it was gonna be Z, but it ended up not being Z.
But you're not even sure if there is.
I'm not even sure if there was one. I don't think there was. Now that you mention it, I don't think there was one. They didn't release it.
So they don't do it as much.
No, well, they did for Sun and Moon. They made Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. That's about it. Oh. So I'm wondering if they're going to do it for this one, considering all the backlash that you guys have mentioned.
Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon? I mean, that's pretty lazy.
It was a pretty cool upgrade to it.
I mean, Eclipse?
Maybe. That would actually be pretty tight. I know, that would have been a more interesting title. I'll give you that. But they're probably saving some of the cooler names for when they release new titles
Sword
eventually.
and Shield, Gun.
I know. Right?
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. But anyway, I'm having fun with Pokemon. Get hype. I'm Sobble Squad all the way. Big time. Anyway.
I'm going to nod my head. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the water starter. I always choose water. That's all.
Grass, baby.
Grass?
Grass.
Fire.
Respect that. So when you played
Always
X and Y, you
fire.
chose... Why can't I think of the name? Chespin?
I don't know. I usually throw them in the computer when I get my bird.
Oh, I feel you.
I'm a flying type, my friend.
The bird in this one is pretty cool. It's a 3-step evolution, and it's pretty tight. I'm enjoying it.
I think my favorite type is electricity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you a Jolteon kind of guy?
No, fuck that one.
Oh, really?
Zapdos.
Oh, okay,
Zapdos
of
is pretty
course.
cool.
Zapdos is the ultimate boy.
Out of the original evolutions, I think Jolteon was the coolest.
I would agree.
Jolteon is tight.
I would
but I always
100%
lean
agree.
more towards Vaporeon personally.
Both of those Pokemon, at least in the original, sucked.
Mm-hmm.
They fucking sucked.
Yep.
Well, Jolteon to memory was a glass cannon, heavy hitter, but low stamina.
Moltres, no, not Moltres. What's the?
Are you talking about the birds?
Flareon. No,
Flareon.
yeah.
Flareon was the evolution. Yes.
The fire.
Him and Vaporeon were shit. They were both glad. They built every time I would use them. They would just fucking
Here we go,
die. And no
Pokemon
matter
hate.
no matter how fucking high I got their level, they're just boom. They're
Really?
dead. They suck.
Vaporeon was a little more bulky, not quite as squishy. I think.
I do.
It had a high HP stat, if I'm not mistaken. But I feel
Going
you, though.
from my very poor memory, it was Flareon and Vaporeon had shit HP.
From what I remember playing as well, I was a little disappointed in Vaporeon also. So I feel you on that.
Jolteon all the way.
Yep. 100%.
Raikou.
Oh, Raikou from Gen 2? Yeah, Raikou's tight. But I'm more of a Suicune guy, too. I'm just a water dude. I can't help it. It's what I am. It's who I am. Gotcha. Cool. Are we done with
Cool.
Pokemon talk?
I think so.
I just had to shout it out. All right. You guys down to get into Mandalorian?
Wasn't there a Pokemon thing? Didn't they reboot it in like a CGI movie or something? Didn't they redo the Pokemon, the first movie in CGI recently?
It wasn't in CGI, but they did. I talked about this a while ago.
You did?
Pokemon I Choose You. And
Oh, that's the one
it's
with
a tight
Pikachu
movie.
talks?
For a split second.
I saw that
it
clip.
does.
Yeah.
But also, that movie's just like kind of hardcore. It's dark. It's got some darkness to it. There's death.
Oh.
Pokemon death in that movie.
Pokemon dying?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
spoilers. It's pretty dark.
I need some Tauros meat.
But it's tight.
I don't need no puffins.
On that note.
No, I'm right.
Oh, boy. Never mind.
Yep.
What's that? Pokemon I Choose You?
Pokemon, the first movie remake in
Oh,
CGI.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not out yet, is it? The Mewtwo one?
I think it came out in July.
Maybe in Japan, but it's not out here yet. But yes, that actually did look interesting. But yes, you are correct. Pardon me. What's it called? Mewtwo
looks
Strikes
horrible.
Back. The new one. That's probably the subtitle.
You two
Probably.
strike back?
The new one.
I think it
Yes.
does. I think that is the title. It looks terrible.
Got you. Anyway, if you want to follow and contact us, if you have any topic ideas or questions you want to throw at us, let us know on Instagram and Twitter under the name @STGeekPod. If social media isn't quite your thing, you like to remain a little more anonymous, you can email us at stgeekpod@gmail.com. That's stgeekpod@gmail.com. Anyway, we saw The Mandalorian first 2 episodes on Disney Plus recently over the past week. I watched it like a little bit before getting here. And
Nice. Go figure.
it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's pretty fun. The first episode was kind of dark,
Yes, it
a
was.
little bit, in tone and in color a little bit. I
Yeah.
liked it.
The show's actually very dark visually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of darkness.
I think in the second episode it brightens up a little bit,
Yeah.
color palette wise. But it was interesting though. I'm enjoying it.
So we're
I'm
doing
looking forward-
non-spoilers first?
Let's
Non-spoilers and
get into
spoilers?
non-spoilers. Yeah, just to start things off.
Okay.
What do you guys have to say about it?
I think it's great.
It's great,
So
yeah.
far. It's pretty good.
I'm very invested.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think you would. I didn't think I would hear you say that about Star Wars. Something Star Wars, anyway. Only because I know that you haven't seen Last Jedi and you thought Force Awakens was okay. I reckon.
I thought it was all right.
But for you to see this and you're
Pretty
pretty
good,
invested.
yeah, because, I mean, I don't need to be invested in anything. It's just if it's good, it's good.
Okay, fair enough.
So, it's amazing.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Strong words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the intro's pretty cool. The way they introduce you to the character and establish that he's a badass. Not that
Is
you
he?
need- But
Yeah.
Is he?
But
Great point.
that was gonna, but I also like that he's not invincible because that's
He's
not compelling to
definitely-
watch.
Yeah, that's very true.
I heard you're
would-
the best in the parsec. Oh, by the way, a monster's biting your arm.
Right. Yeah, exactly. If you were to see him win every fight because he's the best guy in the room every time, that would get boring after a while. Technically, I will say in a room setting, human v human, or I guess humanoid v humanoid, he probably is the best fighter in the room. I'll give him that. But as soon as he's outside of his element, he's completely getting rocked. Completely.
Yeah, pretty badly.
It's almost laughable. Like they make him out to be this dark, brooding character with a somewhat, raspy voice and all that, and he's
then
mysterious.
And then there's some questionable decisions that he makes throughout these 2 episodes.
Absolutely. The moment he comes into an interaction with a bipedal mini T-Rex character, all fighting skills go out the window at that point. He's tossed from wall to wall in this desert landscape. But I did like it. I will say I was a little bit thrown off just going into the very beginning of the first episode when he finds that bounty. The bounty kind of threw me for a loop. All of a sudden, he's like this hilarious character.
I was gonna say
super like offbeat a little bit. Yeah, I was like expecting one tone, and you get like a total like human.
You're saying after he gets the bounty?
Yeah, when he like
captures the
obtains
bounty,
him,
right?
yeah. And all of a sudden he's like, "Hey man, thanks so much for helping me." It's like, wait, what the fuck? Okay, I don't know.
I mean,
it kind of threw me.
I thought
off
it was
a little
actually
bit.
that was great.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
so did I.
Because it started off very serious.
Why wouldn't you do? He just saw what that guy was capable of, and it's not like he's gonna.
That's true.
It's not like he's gonna defend himself.
I guess just for me, I was a little thrown off by how alien this character looked, and yet how very human and very American accent his English.
He
was,
reminded me of the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy,
I
the
can
one who
see
died.
that. Yeah.
Which one?
He whistles. I don't remember his name.
Yondu?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess he
Yes.
did. I didn't think about that.
In color palette wise, yeah, I could see that for sure. He's like some like catfish dude.
He's so funny. He was making me
He was
laugh.
pretty
If
funny.
I'm not mistaken, he was on. Was he one of the actors on Mad TV? One of the comedians?
Not that I'm aware.
Geraldo Sands, something like that. Am I getting his name wrong?
I'm not that
name
old.
sounds familiar.
Never
but-
heard of Mad TV
Really?
before my time.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, but yeah, he's actually a very big comedian. Yeah, for his time anyway. Yeah, so it makes sense as to why he was so silly in this one. And I guess if you want to, I mean, is there anything non-spoilerific you guys want to talk about?
I think the pacing and just the tone is amazing. I like that they just introduce you. They just kind of drop you into the middle of this character's life. Mm-hmm. It's just another day on the job.
There's not much of like an intro to like where his origin is. You get little snippets of it in the first episode,
Yeah.
or so, but it's not overbearing and it's not taking up 3/4 of the story for that matter.
And it's very good world building as well.
Yeah.
In addition to there being, they're not afraid to just take their time with this, and I enjoy that very
Yes,
much.
I
Like
appreciate
it feels more realistic, more personal.
Yeah.
As opposed to each Star Wars movie where it's just beat to beat to beat to beat, and just they're just like, we need to get through this, we need to get the story going.
Well, it is a movie, so you can only have 3 arcs to really make it work, and you have, if it's Star Wars, maybe 2.5 hours.
Well,
to do
exactly.
It in.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This being the first Star Wars TV show, I'm glad that they don't feel like they need to keep that pace. They're just like, okay, we can really just draw this out and make it feel good, make it feel paced.
Yep.
Absolutely agree. Apparently, from what I've heard, I can't confirm this because the people that have seen more episodes than what's released so far. Some people have seen up to 3 episodes, which is cool because they've only released 2. Unfortunately, we don't have that status with Disney yet, but wink, wink, we're looking at you
Nope.
guys.
We're the bottom feeders.
Thanks, Disney Plus. Yeah,
Yep.
we're in it with the rest of y'all. But what was I going to say? But apparently, this first season might be equivalent to about 8 hours worth of content, which is not bad considering that the first episode is like 41 minutes. The second one is 33 minutes or
yeah.
so. I was surprised at the length. I did feel the difference in length, though, between the 2 episodes, but I think they are pretty well paced for what they were. Second one, I wouldn't have minded another 10 minutes or so to make it a little more equivalent in length to the first. But I appreciated what they're able to do within the time that they have. I actually expected this to be more of like a 50 to 60 minute
I thought
type of
so
episode
too, and then I
thing.
actually
did
saw
I,
it.
yeah.
I was like, "What? 40
Yeah.
minutes?
It's
Okay."
very bite sized. Yeah. It's more of like, it's kind of like if you will, a Walking Dead episode without the
I was
commercials,
gonna
which
say,
chunks
there's
it
a
down
lot
to
of
about 40
filler
minutes.
in fucking
Yeah.
Which I
Walking
don't
Dead.
think Jon Favreau is going to do with this. I think he's
No.
going to make every scene in every episode worth it.
And
I'm
that's what it
hoping.
feels like so far.
I look forward to seeing what this is going to turn into, what it's going to eventually evolve into in the greater scheme of things. The only thing is, maybe this is a little bit spoilerific, but besides the Mandalorian himself and maybe one other character, we're not really meant, at least it seems, to latch on to anyone for very long either. Like any episode or any character he comes into contact with doesn't last in the show for very long.
Yeah.
At least for now. We'll see.
For right now, yeah.
There was one. There are 2 characters, 1 per episode now that I've kind of been disappointed that I didn't get more of so far. But maybe that's kind of leaning into things too much.
Yeah,
but
we'll get into spoilers.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
The
before
last
we get
thing I
into
want to
it?
say
Oh,
is that
please.
it's funny.
It is.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty dang funny.
I've laughed a few times.
Yeah, I legitimately laughed out loud several times.
Yep. once from just it being silly, and it's not afraid to be silly, which I think Jon Favreau adds his humor to it pretty well.
Right.
But also just some of like, I'm like, whoa, like this is insane. I laughed at just how good and silly the action was in some of this. Mm-hmm. Like there's one scene, kind of like the climax of the first episode where I was just like, I was enjoying myself.
Cool. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive with what they were able to do with it. I didn't expect it to go down like that. But yeah, any final thoughts before we get into spoilers?
No, let's get into
It's
spoilers.
only 8 epipisodes. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'll be done by December.
Yeah.
That's so quick.
By the end of the year, December 27th is the last episode.
That's so quick. It was a little over a month's worth of content at this point, week by week. All right, cool. So yeah, as we know, they're only going to be doing one episode per week as opposed to the first 2 that aired within the first, I guess you could say. Yeah. So yeah, you get the Mandalorian. He shows up at this bar, if you will, takes out these thugs right off the bat.
We are
easily.
in spoilers, right?
We are in spoilers.
Okay,
I just kind of want to ease
just
into
making
it.
sure.
I loved how his bounty, when he eventually gets him in the ship, how he's kind of like lurking around and trying to narrate that he's not doing what he's trying to do.
I'm molten.
Yeah.
I love the use of carbonite in this as well. That was pretty
Yes.
cool.
That was a pretty good reveal.
Oh, that's so cool. Technically, it is in one of the trailer, in the second trailer they released, but I didn't notice it.
Right.
I did not notice the carbonite in this, but once he put him in it, I was like, oh, that's so bad.
Yeah.
Damn. They Han Solo'd his ass. Spoilers
they
for
did.
like a 50-year-old movie or something. But yeah, I thought that was really, really cool. That was a nice little like bounty hunter touch. I really liked that.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. So again, from this point, I was kind of, I wasn't quite, I had to really ease myself into enjoying myself in this, which I thought I was going to be like, oh my God, like when I first sat down to watch this, I was like, oh, let's go. Let's get hype. Mandalorian. And then it really slowed down once he got the bounty a little bit. And then all of a sudden you kind of get this revealing of him being told, well, now by Apollo Creed, that now there's going to be some other bounty that he cannot speak of who the bounty is from.
It was
if I'm
under
not
the
mistaken.
table.
What's that? Yes.
It's under the table.
Is that how they worded it?
I think he
Something
said
like that?
underground. Yeah.
Underground.
Okay. Either way, I like that. The mystery behind it, the intrigue, and then he's not allowed to know what the bounty is either, for that matter. Correct?
Yep. Correct.
So have we not yet found out? Again, I was kind of phasing in and out of paying attention in the first episode.
That's AJ.
I know, right? But we still don't know who this mystery person is, right?
No.
Or the mystery, I guess, bounty caller, if you will.
Correct.
Whoever set the bounty. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
No
okay.
idea.
And kind of interesting. And then eventually he goes to this planet. I don't remember what it was.
Well,
but
they might be bad guys, right? Because they had stormtroopers with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
work
we're
for
not
the
really
Empire, or what's left of
Maybe.
the Empire.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
I love how he says that too. There's that moment where like he's gonna get paid in
Yes.
Imperial credits, and he's just like, "What? There is no Empire. What the fuck are you giving me Imperial credits for?"
Yep. I really like that as well. That was kind of a nice touch of like, you absolutely understand, or at least an idea of where this takes place in the overall Star Wars cinematic timeline.
Yeah.
Which is exciting. I like that we're getting something. I mean, even though we know that ultimately this may not have a huge effect as to what we get in episode 7, 8, and 9. At the same time, it's a nice something new that we don't really know about for Star Wars, which I appreciate. I look forward to the cinematic universe and hopefully maybe even on Disney Plus, them expanding beyond episode 9 and so on and so forth. But for now, this is something nice and original that I'm appreciating. But then, he goes to this desert planet, and I really like the character he runs into there. The old man alien guy.
Yeah.
I have spoken.
I like him a lot.
Oh, he's great.
He's pretty
super
good.
chill. And
I love that he knows backstory to the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of the one that's telling them, what the fuck?
The lore
You
and
guys
all
used
that
to be
shit, yeah.
badass.
Right. And yet you're getting eaten by my baby T-Rex thing right now.
Yeah.
That's when you first realize that, like, while hand-to-hand combat, he's awesome. But as soon as he's out of his element, he has no idea what he's doing anymore, which is cool. It adds some vulnerability to the character. It makes him mortal, for that matter.
Yeah.
He's not just going to slip out of every situation super easily, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, every situation except for the very first one. But
I guess that's
Pretty
true.
much, yeah.
That's
I feel like
true.
he gets his ass kicked on almost every situation.
And it's funny to watch. Like, the body language in this storyline is kind of funny.
There's quite
like,
a bit of physical comedy.
There
Like
is.
there's the bit with the Jawas where he's climbing up. That's one
In
of the
episode
questionable
2.
decisions I made, where he gets to the top and he thinks he's just gonna like wipe them all out, and they just all have guns
Waiting.
pointed on him. Yeah.
I like it. Like,
It's like, what did he think was
rocks,
gonna happen?
Right.
Yeah.
Throwing junk piles.
It was still a
at
funny
his head.
scene. Yeah, I liked it.
That was great.
It was great.
They like cattle prodded him at one point.
Mm-hmm. He like chucks a Jawa out of the window to its death.
That gun was making me laugh. So, but they just disintegrate.
Oh, when he was sniping them?
Yeah.
Jawa dust everywhere. Breathe that in, everybody.
That was pretty great.
It was really cool, though. Yeah, but I love that character, and it's sad to think that after episode 2, I guess spoilers for episode 2, but whatever. We're in spoilers now. That we may not see that character again, if not for a while.
Yeah,
that we know of. I feel like they'll probably bring him back.
Yeah,
I think so too. I don't think they would just give us such an endearing, cool character for them to just take him away ultimately, for that matter. I think they'll come back because it seemed like he had a lot of knowledge. I mean, I wish I was really looking forward to when he invited him to be a part of his crew, that he was going to take it, but he was like, no, like I've lived my life of adventures. I kind of just want to retire and be happy.
Well, he
now.
said I lived a life of servitude, and that's why I came here or some shit. And he was like, I respect it.
Yeah. Yep. And thanks for, bringing peace to my valley and such like that. Yeah. Which is what he did. I mean, he came to do what he needed to do. Speaking of which, okay, so...
Yeah, back rewind a little bit.
Yeah, so...
The end of episode 1. Let's talk about that. That battle scene was pretty dope.
That was fucking awesome.
With the battle droid, the hunter droid?
The IG-88.
Droid.
Yeah. It was IG-88. He's actually shown in one shot in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, really? Is it the same model?
It's one... Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
He's in one shot, one scene.
He's a bitch.
Right? What? He was awesome.
He's
what are you
awesome.
talking about? I mean, he was awesome, but he kept on wanting to self-destruct. That kept on making me laugh.
Initiate
self-destruct. Don't do it. Okay, well, initiate self-destruct. He said it like 7 times.
Yeah, that was a pretty good back.
Don't self-destruct. So
he was badass. He really was.
I didn't expect it to go down like that. Honestly, when I saw the droid approach the huge army, and immediately Mandalorian's like, oh, great, a bounty droid. Yeah. I just thought you were just going to get outnumbered, blasted away immediately, and just, that was solved. But no, all of a sudden, that droid is blasters blazing, and in every single direction, it was freaking sick. It was like a droid version of Vash the Stampede from Trigun, if you will. Nerdy freaking reference, but I loved it. That was so cool, like every little angle, and I liked how his head... The droid's head had like multiple eye points.
And the same thing with the arms. Like it was just like, shooting everywhere. It was fucking awesome.
It was like a very hokey dokey, like advanced technology compared to our world, but also in a way not the most functional either. Like it works for what it is, but it's also kind of
it looked very functional for its purpose. For its intended purpose. Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, it was doing just fine until it wanted to self-destruct.
Until it constantly wanted to. Yeah. Because what was the reason? It could not afford to let it be captured, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It couldn't be taken alive or some bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah, I just love that Star Wars, I feel like they usually do a really good job of balancing the humanity of every droid. Like they're endearing no matter what. Like whether it's BB-8 and R2-D2 that don't even speak English, you still have an idea of what they're talking about and you care about them. And yet you have characters like this droid and like C-3PO, which are charming in their own kind of way. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And again, this episode, it made me sad in the fact that we're probably not going to see that character
ever again.
Oh, no,
that fucker's dead.
Yeah.
But you know what it did show was they were both hired by different people.
Yep.
Yes.
Because he wanted to kill... We're in spoilers?
Yes, we are.
Baby Yoda?
I mean...
Clone Yoda?
If you haven't seen the memes by now...
I mean,
I had it spoiled for me already.
Oh, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not me, thank God.
It was a fun shock, and even Sin was like, oh.
Oh, yeah, my girlfriend can't get enough of Baby Yoda.
Especially in the second episode, you really get to see how adorable
cute
it
he
is.
is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Obviously, considering the timeline, it's not actually Baby Yoda, but it's cool to see another, like, of that race.
He's 50 years old.
They actually never mentioned what Yoda's species is ever.
Never?
So, yeah, for all intents and purposes.
Ever.
For lack of a better word, it's Baby Yoda.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's why you don't know if it's a clone, because cloning is possible.
True. Absolutely.
Yes, but cloning a Jedi in the expanded lore has never been doable unless you want to count The Force Awakens, which isn't even canon anymore. It doesn't matter.
Which leads me to wonder what happens to this character.
Yeah.
Like by the end of this show
He's going to be a baby.
What are they going to do with it?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I love how the Mandalorian and even the other dude, like after the Baby Yoda used the Force, because Jedi have been like kind of a myth, a legend for so long.
What does Solo say in the movie? Not folklore.
He says, "Who needs
something like that?
Something like that. Who needs time for hokey religions and ancient weapons when you have a blaster by your side?"
Okay.
Because they were all dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Order 86 or whatever.
So at this point in the timeline, it's really only Luke, and I'm pretty sure probably most people don't even know who the hell that is, particularly some bounty hunter who was just going around doing his thing.
Most definitely.
So yeah, I love how they're just like, what the fuck just happened? Like what was that?
He had another fight he lost against the rhino.
Yep. He killed it.
Against the fur
I
rhino.
mean, he
up
needed
winning.
help, but sure.
He needed a lot of help
He
from a
was
baby.
laying down, come at me, bitch. He had like his knife. That rhino was going to
Ready
kill
to
him.
die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was no way. He would have been done if it weren't for little baby Yoda thing.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
Adora Yoda, if you will. Yes. But no, I mean, I like that scene a lot, though. It was kind of funny. It's funny that the Jawas just wanted the egg, and they just ate it straight up then and
So
there.
are they on Tatooine?
No, I don't think so.
Because
Jinx.
there's Jawas.
God damn it.
I didn't think it was until I saw the Jawas and they had the giant ship thing, and I was like, do we ever see them anyplace else besides Tatooine?
At least in the cinematic universe, probably not. I don't remember.
Yeah,
though. Were
so
they,
I was like,
it's possible. But that is one thing I was a little disappointed by, which by the end of the second episode, they alleviated for me a little bit, which is that we weren't just going to be stuck on another fucking desert planet for Star Wars again.
I was going to bring that up again. I was like, if it's
Yeah.
not Tatooine, then it's another fucking desert planet.
Which is Jakku for Force Awakens
Yep.
and such as well, where we discover Rey as a character.
Rehash. Yep.
Which is, again, another fucking desert-ass character, or planet, which is fine, but at least, thank God, in Star Wars even, they eventually got away from Jakku, and now eventually they got away from whatever planet this one was. I don't remember if they named it. They probably
They
did.
didn't.
I don't think they did.
Oh, okay. Either way, but it's still, this show has a lot of charm to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the heck this turns into eventually.
Definitely.
Yeah, Mandalorian's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad that there's something of continuity that Disney Plus has for me to want to continue watching it.
Yep.
I signed up for the annual charge, which is a little bit cheaper. I think if for those of you who are curious who have not yet gotten into Disney Plus, you save like $15, I think. 14,
Yeah.
15
I'm
bucks if you
paying
do the
shit
annual
for it.
charge. What's that?
I ain't paying shit for it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Congratulations.
3 years.
Yep.
Damn. Really?
Yeah, my mom and dad got it.
Oh, nice.
But-
Very good. Very good.
I'm paying for Netflix, so it works out.
Very good. Equivalent exchange.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if Netflix is going to die from Disney Plus. I don't think it will.
I don't think it
I
will
don't think
either.
it will. I think it'll take a little bit of a hit, and apparently it's been taking a little bit of a hit.
Not everybody
of
wants
late.
to watch Star Wars and Marvel. There are
Absolutely.
several people I know who just don't like that shit.
Understandable, and even still, I hate to say it, and I think Mandalorian will help for sure. But I mean,
It's still Star Wars,
I feel like
though.
a lot of kids these days aren't that big on Star Wars anyway. It's more their parents.
Yeah.
At this moment right now, for that matter.
Agreed.
Mandalorian will help. It's something brand new, and every kid's gonna be on Disney Plus. They're gonna fall upon it, or they're gonna come upon it and be like, "Yo, what is this?" I guess I'll try Star Wars. Why not? And it might help them get into it. Which
I
I'm
think the
hoping
Star
for.
Wars cartoons they got there is more for the kids.
That's
Yeah.
true. But
There's
even
so many of them too.
so many adults watch that show, probably more than kids, I imagine. Though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
I would
100%.
not doubt it. So many nerds out there. Which, I mean, I've been wanting to get into Star Wars Rebels. I'm looking forward to it, but we'll see. Hi there.
Hi.
We have a little guest.
Thank you.
Anyway, was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about this freaking show
she's so
with?
No.
Nope.
I think no,
Watch the
that was it.
movie. Watch the shows.
Watch the show.
Watch the show.
It's great.
Yes.
Dragon Ball Z is
Hilarious.
not going to
Pretty
be in
cool.
theaters anytime soon.
Probably won't.
Pokemon sucks.
Sword and Shield isn't good.
Wow. You don't play. Don't knock it until
Fuck
you fight
BVS, standard stuff.
it. Holy crap. We're dropping listeners left and right. That we don't even have
Yeah.
anyway to begin
Yeah.
with. It's
You
okay.
can't drop below 0. We're gonna have negative listeners somehow.
Yeah, so we'll work it out some way, somehow. We'll stop listening. Anyway, that'll about do it for this episode. If you have any questions you want us to bring up or topic ideas, hit us up on Twitter and Instagram under @STGeekPod, and also email us stgeekpod@gmail.com. I'm going to be out next week, but these two boys, Peter and John, will be here.
It's going to be another legendary Peter John episode.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I think you guys are going to do just fine. You guys are well-seasoned podcasters now, and plus, you know how to work the laptop and everything better now. You're
Yes,
awesome.
I do. I
You're
know
gonna
how
be
to
great.
do it.
It's going to be great. You guys will be fine.
We'll
And
see.
You said great 3 times, AJ.
if I say it enough, it will come
I
true.
feel like expectations are getting high. Go ahead and lower them.
I do have to say this. That was one of the more fun episodes. I've had to edit. So don't even worry about it. I think I listened to that episode like 4 times now. It just was a great time. You guys, that was for the Ad Astra review, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
Yes.
So for you that's listening, go back and
was
listen
something.
to that. You don't have to listen to my dumb voice. You can hear these guys try to make sense anyway, for that matter. But yeah, you guys are going to be reviewing Frozen 2, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what you guys are going to be getting down on?
Believe
Maybe
so.
the 3rd episode of Mandalorian?
Well, I think that's definitely something we should keep up with, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, should we do it weekly or should
I
we
don't
just...
see why not. It could be like a cool little segment we have.
I guess.
Mandalorian Mondays, whatever. Anyway,
Okay.
but yeah, we have Frozen 2 coming up. Be on the lookout for that. We'll be reviewing, or they will be reviewing Mandalorian Episode 3. Without further ado, that'll do it for us. Later on.
Peace.
Peach.
Peaches schnapps, peaches and cream.
Mario.
Peach. Carrots and peas.
Are you drinking already, Sin asks.
Yeah. Obviously.
Drinks again.
Has she met you? Yeah.
I know, right? Shall we check levels real quick?
Yes.
Right quick. Right quick.
Check.
Check.
Check your booty.